Hello, dear bachelors and masters. Whether you are in BSc or MSc or any other chemical branch, if you want a detailed explanation of this topic with a proper notes, then this video is for you. Please make note my voice for your answer writing. So, starting this topic with introduction. The kinetic theory of gases is a theoretical model that explains the behavior of gases at the microscopic level, that is pressure, volume, temperature, by looking at the microscopic behavior of individual gaseous molecules. Okay, so this theory was basically first developed by Maxwell, Boltzmann and Clausius. Okay, it provides a mathematical basis for the gaseous ideal gas law that we know PV is equal to RT. Okay, so coming to its postulates, for the mathematical derivation to work, we make several key assumptions about the ideal gas. That are the very first one is particle nature. So in particle nature, a gas consists of a very large number of extremely small particles called molecules, as we know, and all molecules of a given gas are identical in mass and size. Their mass and size are identical. And the second one is random motion. These molecules are in a state of constant rapid and random motions in all possible directions. They travel in a straight line, but until they collide to each other or the wall of the container. Okay, they are in the constant rapid motion in a straight line until they collide to each other or the with the wall of container. So the next postulate is negligible volume. That is, the actual volume occupied by the gas molecule themselves is negligible compared to the total volume of the container. This means the gas is mostly empty space. Gas has mostly empty space. And the fourth assumptions, or the fourth postulate, there is no intermolecular forces. There is no molecular interforces or repulsion between the gaseous molecules. They move independently. Okay, and the elastic collision, about the elastic collision, the collision between gas molecule or with the wall of the container are perfectly elastic. No loss of kinetic energy during the collision, or we say. And the pressure cause, about the pressure cause, the pressure exerted by a gaseous molecule to the continuous bombardment of gas molecules against the wall of the container, or the kinetic energy and the temperature. So the average kinetic energy of gas molecule is directly proportional. Basically, kinetic energy is directly proportional to the absolute temperature of the gas. It does not depends upon the nature of gas. It not depend upon the nature of gas. It depends upon the absolute temperature. Okay. So next, for the derivation, we have to make some setup. Okay, and we have to derive the kinetic gas equation. So that means PV is equal to 1 by 3 m in C square. This is our kinetic gas equation, and we have to derive this. So we have to make a setup. So consider a cubicles container of side L. Let its side be L, and the total number of gas molecules present in this container is equal to n. Okay, let us suppose, and the velocity of molecules velocity be c. C is the molecules velocity है. Okay, so the resolved velocity components u, v, w. If we talk about the, so since the molecule moves randomly in 3D, as we know molecules are moves in 3D space, we can resolve its velocity c into three components along x-axis. This is our x-axis, this is our y-axis, and this is our z-axis. Okay, so along with the x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis, u, v, w respectively, these are the vector components. With respect to x, this one is respect to x, this one is respect to y, and this one is respect to z. Okay, so according to the vector mathematics, we can write c square is equal to u square plus v square plus z square. Okay, according to vector mathematics. Okay, so for the change in momentum for one molecule, the consider so at first we consider only x-axis. Okay, a single molecule moving along the x-axis with the velocity u. This one is x-axis and its velocity is u. Okay, so the momentum before collision, we can write before collision will be m into u, that is mu. Okay, and the momentum after collision will be basically when it hits the wall, when the particle that we considered when it hits the wall, it bounces back with the same speed, that is elastic collision, but in the opposite direction. So our momentum after the collision will be minus mu. Okay, and finally we can write the change in momentum will be momentum that is final momentum minus initial momentum. Okay, that will be mu final momentum, that is after collision, minus mu and minus mu. Okay, so it will be minus 2 mu. Okay, the momentum transferred to the wall will be, so the total momentum that will be transferred to wall, if we talk about the momentum transferred to the wall, will be plus 2 mu, just opposite its. Okay, now if we talk about, so our change in momentum will be plus 2 mu, that will be exerted by the wall container. And when we talk about force per molecule, we have to first calculate the number of collision per second. But the number of collision per second. Okay, after hitting one wall, the molecule must travel to the opposite wall, that is distance L, and come back distance L to hit the first wall again. So the total distance covered, so the total distance covered between two successive hits on the same wall will be 2L, okay, and the time taken will be, as we know, time is equal to distance basically distance by speed, okay, and it will be 2L by u, the velocity of that molecule in along the x-axis was the u, okay. So now we can write the number of collision per second will be 1 by time, okay, and that will be 1 by 2L by u, and see, after simplify we can write u by 2L, okay. Now if we talk about the force exerted by per molecule, it will be, as we know, according to second law of Newton's Newton's second law, as we know, the force will be, that is Fx will be momentum change into collision per second, okay, collision per second, and it will be momentum, that is del p by collision per second, that is 1 by t, that is 1, and after that we can write this after putting these values of collision per second, okay, and the change in momentum, that is 2 mu. After putting these value we can write 2 mu by 2L by u, okay. So 2 cancel out and it will be mu square by L, okay, that is here mu square by L. Now for the total force due to all molecules, total force, if we talk about the total molecules, first we have talked about only one molecule that is moving along the x-axis with velocity u, and if we talk about the all molecules, then the total force due to all molecules, and as we know that the total number of molecule was the total n number of molecules, so the total force on the wall is the sum of force exerted by all n molecules, okay. So F will be m by L, and u1 square plus for molecule 2 it will be u2 square, and for 3 it will be u3 square, and so on up to u square n, okay, for nth molecule. Now if we have to calculate the pressure, so the pressure P, that is force per unit area. Force, as we know, pressure is basically the force per area, that is F by A. Now substituting this value of F in this equation, we get P is equal to 1 by L square Okay, area, as we know, it is L square, and force from this equation, basically 1 by L square into M by L, and U1 square plus U2 square plus U3 square plus so on up to U square N. Okay, now P will be, we can also write this as M by V, as we know volume is equal to length cube, meter cube है ना. So we can write this and this whole part as a summation of U square. This will be total pressure so total pressure will be the total force sum of n molecules, ये this, and we have calculated yet ये this. Okay, now since motion is random, so basically if we talk about the 3D, 3D, since the molecules moves randomly in 3 directional, so the velocities will be along the x-axis, y-axis and z-axis are equal. Okay, velocity in x-axis, y-axis and z-axis will be equal, that is u1 is equal to u2 is u1 is equal to v, u is equal to v is equal to, basically u is equal to v is equal to w, and u square is equal to v square is equal to w square. Let's suppose these are equal to c square. Okay, so from this formula, where is it is where was our setup? So from this formula we can write c square is equal to u square plus v square plus w square. Then we can write c square is equal to u square plus v square plus z square, and putting these values we will get c square is equal to u square plus u square plus u square, that is c square is equal to 3u square. Okay, or we say u square is equal to c square by 3. Okay, now putting this value of c on the total pressure, where is our total pressure, here is our total pressure, putting this value in total pressure u, so p will be m by l cube, and the summation of this will be here, this will be 1 by 3 in c square. Okay, this will be this, and hence we have derived now we yet derived this p is equal to m upon l cube into 1 by 3 in c square, and putting the value of l cube is v 1 by 3 n c square, we will get pv is equal to 1 by 3 m n c square. This is basically our desired kinetic gas equation. Okay, this is our kinetic gas equation. Now if we talk about the relation between kinetic energy and temperature, we can use the derived equation to prove that kinetic energy depends on the temperature. That is the our derived equation was PV is equal to 1 by 3 m nc square, now multiplying and dividing by 2 on right side. This will be 2 by 3, PV is equal to 2 by 3, it will be 2 by 3 and m, sorry, here we will arrange this in n and 1 by 2 mc square. Okay, this is total velocity. Here 1 by 2 mc square is the average kinetic energy. Now we can write PV is equal to 2 by 3 n k. Okay, and as we know, for 1 mole of ideal gas, we know PV is equal to RT. Okay, so putting this here, PV is equal to RT and RT will be 2 by 3 n KE. This is simply indicating the relationship between temperature, absolute temperature and kinetic energy. Okay, or we can write this as kinetic energy is equal to 3 by 2 RT. Okay, so this is the basically relationship between kinetic energy and temperature, that is K is directly proportional to temperature. Average kinetic energy depends only on temperature. Okay, now if we talk about the types of velocities, molecular velocities, since the molecule collide constantly, they do not have the same speed. We define 3 types of velocities to describe them. The very first one is most probable velocity, that is alpha, or we can say VMP, which indicates most probable velocity. Okay, so this is the velocity possessed by the maximum fraction of the molecule at a given temperature, and the possessed by the maximum fraction, and formula will be this: alpha is equal to under root 2 RT by m. Okay, and the second one is average velocity, that is V bar or V average. Okay, this is basically the arithmetic mean of the velocities of the all molecules present in the gas, and this will be under root 8 RT by pi m. And the third one is root mean square velocity, it is denoted by C or VRMS. RMS stands for root mean square velocity. So this is basically the square root of the mean of the square of different velocities. This is most important velocity for energy calculation, and this is very important. So the formula is under root 3 RT by m. Now if we talk about the relationship between them, then we can write VMP is to V average is to VRMS will be equal to 1 is to 1.128 is to 1.224. Here we can see the RMS velocity is larger and the most probable velocity is lower. So we can arrange this in the order, decreasing order. The RMS velocity will be very high and the most probable will be low. Okay, now for the board exam, we can draw here which is showing Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution. Okay, in this graph we can see here in x-axis we labeled velocity, and in y axis we have taken fraction of molecules. Okay, fraction of molecules. And here is the most probable peak. This one is most probable peak, and this is RMS, and this is average. In this graph we can see the peak is most probable velocity, and the curve flatten at higher temperature. At higher temperature it is flatten. Okay, here we can see, and area under curve is the total molecules. Okay, so in the conclusion we can say that the kinetic theory of gas successfully explained the gas law, that is Boyle's law, Charles' law, and provides a clear relationship between the microscopic motion of particle and the microscopic properties. That is, kinetic theory basically links the microscopic motion and the macroscopic laws. Okay, like pressure, temperature, etc., etc. However, it holds strictly true only when only for the ideal gas. It is valid for ideal gas, and for real gas at high pressure and low temperature there is deviation. There is deviation occurs at high pressure, low temperature due to the molecular volume and intermolecular forces in the real gases. Okay,